Yesterday, scenes of chaos unfolded as agents from Immigration and Customs Enforcement, or ICE, attempted to carry out their lawful duties. Their mission: to enforce federal immigration laws, a responsibility entrusted to them by Congress. Yet, their efforts were met with organized resistance, escalating into a full-blown riot. Protesters actively prevented federal officers from performing their jobs. This isn't merely an act of defiance, it is a serious criminal offense. Under 18 U.S. Code Section 111, it is a federal crime to forcibly assault, resist, oppose, impede, intimidate, or interfere with any person designated in Section 1114 of this title, while engaged in or on account of the performance of official duties. Furthermore, California law, specifically Penal Code Section 14801, clearly states that any person who willfully resists, delays, or obstructs any public officer, peace officer, or an emergency medical technician in the discharge or attempt to discharge any duty of his or her office or employment, when no greater offense is committed, is guilty of a misdemeanor. When such obstruction prevents federal agents from fulfilling their legal mandates, it goes beyond protest and into the realm of criminal activity. Let's be clear. When individuals justify breaking the law, obstructing justice, and then resort to violence, it ceases to be a peaceful protest. A peaceful protest is a cornerstone of democracy, allowing citizens to voice their dissent within the bounds of the law. What we witnessed yesterday transcended that fundamental right. Amidst this escalating situation, California Governor Gavin Newsom took to social media, labeling as deranged behavior the call from figures like Pete Hegseth to deploy military forces to quell the burgeoning riot. Governor Newsom stated on X that such a move is purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions, further claiming that LA authorities are able to access law enforcement assistance at a moment's notice and that there is currently no unmet need. But one has to question the governor's assessment. How is it deranged to consider all options, including military deployment, when faced with widespread civil unrest and the prevention of federal agents from performing their duties? We've seen the devastating impact of riots in the past, including during the Black Lives Matter protests years ago, where while many demonstrations were peaceful, a significant number devolved into violence, looting, and widespread destruction. The memory of those events and the prolonged unrest they caused remains fresh. And the question becomes even more pointed when we consider that some Democratic congresswomen and men have reportedly ordered local police enforcement to stand by and not assist ICE. If local authorities are indeed being told to step aside, how then can Governor Newsom claim there is no unmet need for assistance? Is preventing federal law enforcement from doing their job and then allowing chaos to spread a preferable outcome to a decisive intervention aimed at restoring order and protecting public safety? The events in California yesterday suggest that when the rule of law is disregarded, the line between protest and anarchy quickly blurs. Let us be unequivocal. This riot, with its clear acts of obstruction and violence, cannot be justified. There is no legitimate defense for interfering with law enforcement officers as they carry out their lawful duties. Those involved in these criminal acts, regardless of their immigration status, must be identified, apprehended, and detained. The rule of law must prevail, and those who seek to undermine it through violence and obstruction must be held accountable. The integrity of our legal system and the safety of our communities depends on it.